YouTube, what's good? Welcome to another episode of New York Prison Talks. If you're new to my channel, I ask that you please like and subscribe. You know me, it's been a while since I made a video, but I always told my fan base that I never took this shit serious. But you know, a lot of people been hitting me up on DMing me on Instagram or commenting on YouTube. Yo, what's good with the video? I actually liked your video. A lot of people done told me that they actually liked those videos. You know, I kind of just was like, fuck that shit. I just sent out a few messages just to send it out. You know, that's all I was doing, was just sending out messages. It's like I wasn't getting nowhere with it. You got other people that blowing up. That's their path. My path is just, I'm just living my life. You feel me? You know? But don't get me wrong, it's like I could always still give advice and still help people and tell people don't gangbang. You know how many gangbangers I done met out here in the streets or ran into? And the first thing they tell me it was cracking, it was popping or something. And then I soon they say it was cracking or it was popping, I either say, yo, you blood or yo, you crip? And they say, yeah. And then be like, alright, I'm not banging. I see a relief for that go down when they say, when they see that I say I'm not banging, they calm down a little bit. The hostility go down, they get amped down a little bit. Now they talking to somebody that's, you feel me, a little neutral. You know, and then I start asking them questions like, how long you been gangbanging? Or how long you how old is you? Have you ever been locked up? That's how I always end all my questions. Or you ever got locked up before? Or you ever went up north? From other people that's not from New York, they probably don't know what up north mean or up top. So I just say, you ever been locked up? And you know, majority of them that I be talking to, like, cause I be on live broadcasting that. Some people, a lot of them kids is like 18, 20. And they be like, no, I ain't been locked up. Or a couple of them might say, I've been arrested. I never, like, did no county time or something. You know, they talking, you know. And I be like, yo, bro, I did 7 years of prison, my nigga. And they be like, what? And I look at them like, yeah. It's not something I'm proud of, but I'm saying this for a reason. Because everything I'm about to tell you is why I'm telling you don't gangbang. This is what I be telling people. You know, I'm 27 years old now. I'm not 18, I'm not 19. I'm not somebody that just started gangbanging or wants to gangbang or just trying to get into that type of activity. That's not me. Never been that type of guy. I never was the type of guy to just jack somebody or telling me what to do all the time. Yeah, I was forced to do it in prison. That's a whole nother story. But me trying to have a big homie or somebody tell me to go shoot the next man or something, or if you don't do it, we gonna shoot you, that's a dub. I wish somebody out here would tell me some shit like that. Go murder him or we gonna murder you. Just murder me, because I'm not doing what you telling me to do. Because that's all it is when you want to gangbang, is other dudes trying to tell you how to move. Your big homie love you so much, but he's getting you locked up. Or for a new charge because he wanted you to murder somebody because he didn't want to do it. But that's his status. That's why he became big homie. To tell little niggas like y'all little young boys that like the gangbang, tell y'all what to do, and y'all gonna jack it. Because y'all ain't got no choice but to jack it. And this is real shit. And now you going up top. 10 years, 5 years, don't even matter how much time you got. You got a new charge. You in the system. That's what they like to do. They like to put dudes in the system. And once you in this system, it's hard to get out that motherfucking system. And that's real shit. That's real talk. For all y'all that like to want to see people get hurt, when you go to prison, you gonna see that shit all the time. Every time you get out your cell, every time you go to the mess hall, every time you want to go to the yard, you gonna be seeing people get hurt. You gonna be feeling not scared, but you gonna always be on point. You gonna be scared to the point where you're not scared anymore. You just like, fuck it, I'm facing my fear. It is what it is. I gotta live through it. Cause that was me. I was so scared in prison to the point where I wasn't even scared anymore. I'm talking about like when I first came up top. When I was 18. And I ain't really know, like, and I was entering a new jail and stuff. My first time entering a new jail. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm slowly adapting to the system. But as I was slowly adapting to the system, I was wisely making my moves of how I wanted to adapt to the rest of my bed while being in the system. And what I mean when I say that is like, Dudes come up top, talk to the wrong dudes, start gang banging. Now they blood, Crip, doesn't matter what gang. Now you just in a gang, period. And now you gotta just go and live a whole nother life harder. That's real shit. You ain't gonna be seeing your family no more. Them girls you was having sex with, whoever you was having, you was fucking, or whatever you was doing. They find out you got 10 years, you gonna be a dub after that. Don't care how many joints you got. You might have that one joint that might stick with you your whole bed. Or you might have a couple joints that might be with you off and on your whole bed. But like I said, they come and go. They definitely come and go. Females come and go. They really do. I came home to a whole new wave of people. Them girls that I was talking to before I got locked up, I don't talk to them now. I don't even care about them. I don't care about not one girl that I used to talk to before I got locked up to this day. They ain't thinking about me. Out of sight, out of mind. I ain't thinking about them, so fuck them. They like, fuck me, fuck them too. It is what it is. You got to keep it moving in this world. You stay in the same path and want to think that gangbanging is going to be the way of trying to get out of life, or just think that it's just the way of life. You're going to either die young, get locked up early, or just have a miserable, bad life, and you're just always going to be having to you're going to be feeling like me. And not because I wanted to gangbang, I'm just saying because I went to prison. And me, since being home, still to this day, 2 years later, over 2 years, I've been home now. I still be watching my back like I'm I'm walking out of a cell. For real, I still be watching ain't nobody running down on me out here, baby boy. That's a dub. That's not happening. It can't. It's just like I just be too in tune to what's going on. You gonna have to, if you want to kill somebody, like, you gotta snipe me. But that's just the thing. I'm just thinking, like, you could have a person that's never been locked up, and they walk out their house. They don't have the worries that I have. I walk out the house, immediately, left, right, all that shit. Gotta know my surroundings all the time. Just me, years of just being drilled to that mindset. I was drilled into that path. And that was my choice. I made those choices to live like that. Now I got the PTSD in me. I got the little, this is my these consequences and this is my repercussion. This is what I'm repercussion right now. If I even said that word right. But y'all get what I'm saying. This is me. I'm going through all of this. I don't see the world the same way people that never been locked up see the world. I just don't. I just seen too many people get their faces ripped off. If you want to go to jail and just think that you're going to come out the same way you was before you got locked up, it's not happening. I don't care I don't care. It's not happening. You go to prison, get locked up, period. You automatically getting locked up, period, depending on what you might see or how much time you might be having. You could be somebody that be in a cell the whole day and never see anything. But if you somebody that's coming out and you be seeing people get their face off every day, get ripped right off. I'm talking about get ripped, like cleaned off with a scalpel or something made up. You see somebody get their face off consistently, you fucking right, you gonna be looking at your back. You gonna be looking back, front, left, all that shit. Cause you don't know if that could be you. Like that's real shit. You don't know if that could be you. No matter how much on point you could be. I say I be on point all the way. But it was times where I was like, oh, he could have got me if he wanted to. Facts. It was times where I noticed where if it was lit, I could have been, I'm thinking like, oh, if he want to, he could fake get a nigga. I'm not even paying attention type shit. Because that's what you got to do in prison all the time. Paying attention. You got to pay attention to the C.o.s. You got to pay attention to the inmates. And I don't like saying the word inmate, but I gotta correlate it to where everybody understand me. Because when it comes to the C.o.s, you got to pay attention to them too. Because you can have that one dickhead C.o. that wants to be a dickhead on you today. And he going to keep fucking with you. Keep fucking with you. Next thing you know, you got a ticket. A write-up. A misbehavior report. Same shit. I just named it 3 different ways. And now you in your cell or you in your cube and you can't leave that shit because you on keep line. You on 72 hours investigation. And you sick. You can't make no phone calls. You lost because you want to beat this hearing. And the hearing's not there yet. You got to wait a few days or some shit. Or you want an investigation. You don't know what's going on. That's the worst when you want an investigation. Especially in a cell, in a max. You want an investigation for 72 hours. You don't know what's going on. You asking all the C.o.s that's walking past your cell what's going on with your hearing or your case or why you want an investigation. Maybe if you probably know a couple C.o.s that might work on your block or some shit like that might know who you are. He might holler at you and be like, yo, why you want to keep? Because it is C.o.s in there. It is C.o.s in there that be cool enough where you could like, you not really converse, but you conversing on a neutral respect level, you feel me? Because I had a few C.o.s that I was cool with, you know? Cool to the point where it was like, we just cool. It's not like I'm trying to tell this nigga all type of shit, chopping it up with him every time I see him. Nah, what's up, officer? You feel me? Neutral respect. Because when you don't be respecting the C.o.s, that's when they want to come at you and shit like that. You feel me? But you being under investigation 72 hours, you might have that one C.o. that might know what's going on about your case or your investigation. And he might just give you a scoop a little bit. Or they might just be asking you, what's going on? What happened? Now you got to tell every C.o. Every time they walk past your cell, they do a count, they do a round or something. Or they probably with the nurse giving out mags. Oh, what happened? Why you locked in right now? You got to tell her. Not all the C.o.s know. And you know, in a lot of the jails up north, especially in the Clinton area, them C.o.s be related. Them C.o.s be related. And they like to work with each other. They really do. They communicate real good when something pops off. You might have that black C.o. that's under the wing. You know, it's certain, let me put it like this. It's certain black C.o.s. They don't have to be black, but I'm going to say black, mainly black, or it could just be, I don't know the exact word I'm trying to think of. But the black C.o.s or colored C.o.s or some rookie C.o.s, you know, they be under the foot basically, to the point where, let's say a black C.o. Now, you got a black C.o. that's just trying to do his job, but he notices that all his co-workers is white. Now, up north, you know, if they racist towards the inmates, like the C.o.s, if they racist towards the inmates, you know they gonna be feeling some type of way towards the black C.o.s too. Treat them a certain way. Might put them in certain areas where none of the other officers want to work at, but you gotta work that for the whole shift. Might be put in a situation where an inmate might need him. He probably the only one can help him because he probably a brother. But he can't really help him like that because now he's trying to go he's trying to override something that he can't even override. Why? Because he's just too low when it comes to the C.o. Like none of the C.o.s really fuck with him or something. He don't have that I forget the word. Like he's not him. And when you got them type of C.o.s that's not him, that don't got their weight up. You feel me? They like to put more pressure on inmates. Meaning they like to try to impress their boss, their co-workers, because they black and, you know, inmates, majority of them is colored and black and shit. So they like to try to act even crazy towards the inmate, the black one, the black C.o.s I'm talking about. To try to impress either their boss or their co-workers. Talk crazy to you. Try to write you up even more. You got them type of C.o.s in prison too. That just want to just write people up just because they trying to impress their boss, or feel like they doing they feel like they doing their job. It's all different type of C.o.s in it. You got cool ones that's laid back that don't give a fuck about shit. I remember it was C.o.s that used to play dice with us Saturday night, late night. Talking about late night shift, 11 to 7 shift. In Franklin, I remember all of this shit. It was just one C.o. in Franklin. Every Saturday, he worked Saturday and Sundays or some shit like that. He worked 2 days a week. It would just rotate throughout the whole week. Every week he worked a day ahead or some shit like that. But when he would come in and everybody would see him come in, the whole dorm would get lit. You got dudes still in the day room watching TV. You got dudes in the laundry room, because this is a medium. Franklin was a medium. You got dudes in the laundry room smoking K2 or smoking cigarettes or some shit. Then you go to the shower area, you got dudes playing dice, like real dice. Real dice, town dice. The C.o. is so wavy, he was playing with us. You feel me? He wouldn't play for mad long. He'll do a couple hands, you know, feel me? Play a little CeeLo with us for like 5 minutes and spin off and just do him, because he gotta watch the rest of the dorm, like the outside of the dorm, make sure no sergeants or lieutenants run down on him in the dorm. You feel me? So you got C.o.s like that too. And he was white, and this was all the way in Canada. He was the only. It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say there's a lot of racist C.o.s up there towards Canada, but it is also a lot of. I can't say the young ones, because there's a few old heads that C.o. that got 30 years in that was actually cool and not really racist and shit. It's a little bit of everything. You got a lot of dickheads, C.o.s, and it's a little small select few that's not really dickheads. Some really actually try to. Some C.o.s that don't that see other C.o.s helping inmates out all the time, they call them inmate lovers. And when you call them inmate lovers, them C.o.s ain't really got their juice up. You know, because, you know, they always helping out inmates. They always other C.o.s see that shit. They might get jealous and try to put you in, like I said, certain areas to work in. And shit like that. Jail's just whack, period. You want to get locked up, keep gangbanging. You gonna see what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't gotta lie about none of this shit I'm talking about. When it comes to the GDs up north, I didn't really know none of them like that to even really talk about that game. I didn't know folks and shit like that. As I knew a few, and the folks that I knew, they was living. It was like, I'm not saying them niggas is not deep at all. It might be like 3 to 5 of them in the jail. Of what I know, of who I knew that was gangbanging, that was focused something. I knew probably about a handful the most that be in the jail. But them Crips, I'm gonna always say that, they always getting clipped. Now I didn't been in other not been in other. I didn't spoke to a lot of dudes, cause I be on Live Me. Live Me is a live brewing cap. LIVEME. Live Me. It's all one word. Now I be on Live Me. You know, I be meeting a lot of people on Live Me, and you know, I done ran into a lot of dudes that's been locked up in other states. And you know, I was talking to one white boy. He got a cell phone, and right now, to this day, he's locked up. And he began on Live Me in his cell. Like he really be in the cell and all that. Like, it's like I be seeing his cell blocked, you know. He be showing me everything. And he's a white boy. He tatted up everywhere. He not gangbanging, but he's cool. He's real cool. Somebody that got somebody that got cell phone, a phone in jail, is somebody. Remember that. You got a phone in jail, you somebody. I don't care. Because you can't just get a phone in jail. You somebody. You either cool with the C.o.s or you got it in somehow, but you that nigga. You that nigga. And white boy began on Live Me, and he be telling me about what be going on in them South Carolina jails. Now, I'm gonna go on live with him one day and interview him. He's got life. He's in South Carolina. He told me that the GDs run the folks, all them niggas run them jails down there. He said the Bloods is deep, yeah, but it's mainly the GDs that run them jails down there. That's South Carolina. You know, and he's all the way, he's in prison. And I think he got 6 years in. I remember I had him beat by 1 year. I did 7. He got 6 years in right now. He got life. He ain't got no other time. Hopefully he could still keep this phone so I could interview him and shit. But you know, I be chopping up with him. He's talking about a whole nother story over there in his state when it comes to the Crips and shit. But all I was just trying to send out messages when I was making them videos. I was never talking shit about Crips. I don't give a fuck about the Crips. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't care about not one gang in this world. But only thing I really was trying to relate every time I made a video, and I actually had to emphasize that the Crips really began smoke, because you had a select few people that really try to come at me on YouTube that they really don't begin smoke, and that's a lie. Like, every jail I've been in 15, I'm always gonna say that I've been in 15 jails my whole 7 years. Never seen a Crip just chilling and just living. I gotta say that shit. But in other states, it's different stories. A lot of people from Cali be like, how y'all be letting them fucking blood, them New York Bloods violate y'all New York Crips? Why? I don't know. Prison, they breed a lot more Bloods than Crips, shit like that. Prison, the Bloods just be recruiting anybody. So if you somebody that look like you staticky, you look like you from the hood, and you look like you built like that, might have to put a little bit of work in, or you might have the bag, or you might be somebody, and now you Blood. And then when you Blood, you gotta go through all that bullshit. I'm not gonna keep repeating the same shit, but just know this is how the life goes. Now I'm gonna say this again. My ass been home for 2 years, and I've been doing good. I'm chilling. I tell a lot of people, stop gangbanging. That's gangbanging. I give a lot of people advice, and all the gangbangers, I'm gonna keep it a buck. And every time a person told me they was gangbang, I didn't give a fuck who they was. I didn't give a fuck if they was 40 or 20. I always told them, stop gangbanging. Straight up, just like that. Aggressively too. Because it's whack. And I'm literally letting you know that I see through all that shit. So stop gangbanging. Because the real niggas that's up top, right now to this day, those are the real gangbangers. The ones that's never going home and they really stabbing people up north. Y'all young boys out here that want to be thinking y'all tough, you gonna get tough one day eventually if you keep gangbanging. You gonna automatically get tough because you get locked up, and then that's gonna change your mindset to be even tougher. So if you want to stick on that path, stick on that path. But I guaranteed you, you ain't gonna be the same person when you get released. I guaranteed you, you can either come out worse or you can come out for the better. I came out for the better. Shit. But I just know a lot more too. I look at shit different. But for all y'all that like the gangbang, just remember what I said. Stop that gangbanging shit. That shit's whack. The Bloods, that shit's whack. You getting money, that's the only thing you need to do. Because everybody in this world need money just to live and survive. If you try to do anything else, it's no point. It's whack. It's lame. You trying to hurt people is whack. Stop that. Or y'all people that's gangbanging, just drop them flags, man. Get some money. Get some money. Create a family. Because when you start gangbanging and you got that little 5-year-old son, he gonna want to change. He gonna want to chase your past when he get older too. Most likely he could. And now he's gangbanging. It's gonna be a recycle of your whole family. Just keep going. His son, all that shit. Whole bunch of gangbang getting locked up. Just getting locked up or dying or some shit. So think about it. If you got kids, and you, especially if you got kids and you're like 19 and 18 and you gangbanging, you got that 1-year-old kid that don't even know what you really look like because he don't got enough memory to remember you. You get locked up and get 25 years to life. When he grew up, if his moms wasn't taking him to come see you and shit, when he grew up, that nigga ain't gonna really fuck with you like that. Depends. I can't say that. Depends on what type of son or daughter you have. You got some that be, I miss him so much. Depends on your relationship. But what I'm saying is the relationship's gonna fade so much that's all y'all gonna really know. It's phone calls, visits, and letters. Y'all ain't gonna know nothing else. Y'all ain't gonna know nothing else. Like that, y'all not gonna know nothing else. That's the whole relationship. I did that for 7 years with my family. Visits, phone calls, and letters. That made me look at my family different. That made my family look at me different. That made us not even stronger. It actually separated us even. It separated me from them. You know, they stood out here. They kept revolving around this society, and like I went away And I came out with a lot of fuck him and fuck that, a lot of hate. A lot of, I'm not talking, I don't care if they my family, I'm block you. That's me. I'm that type of guy. Why? Because it's just like, out of sight, out of mind. They wasn't jacking me when I was locked up. Don't jack me now. You see me get locked up, okay, that was my fault. You know, stamps back then was 49 cents, 50 cents. They probably, I think, 51 cents, something like that. It's not hard to write a letter. Say, how you doing? I love you and I miss you. For 7 years straight, not one of my family members besides my mother and my father and my grandmother done that shit. My brother didn't even write me. My cousins didn't write me. I had my aunt come see me a couple times. Like, in the beginning of my bid, when I was closer to home, like, I'm talking about like 5 minutes away from, home, when I was in the county jail and shit. Yeah, you had the fake family members pulling up, just trying to be fake and trying to act like they support. But when you go up north and you 6-7 hours away and shit, even if it was like once a year, they pulling up on you. That means something. I ain't see none of them niggas for nothing after that. It was a dub. So when I come home, and you're like, oh, I miss you. Fuck you, suck my dick. That's how I feel. Because of all the shit that y'all try to show me that was corny and fake. I actually see it now, that it's corny and fake. It took for me to get locked up to see the fake people. Now, I know people got lies out here and shit. I know that. But don't come home. Don't let somebody come home and then now you want to be supportive and you want to talk to them a lot more and shit like that. Because when they was gone, you didn't give a fuck. Now that somebody's home, you give a fuck. Everybody that's coming to my YouTube channel, just think about what I said, man. I broke a lot of different things down. I just didn't talk about prison. I talk about just how it be when you get locked up and just how how shit get real. Just off of you going to prison or getting locked up or gangbanging and all that shit. For real. That's real shit. If you're new to my channel, once again, I ask that you please like and subscribe. Thank you for coming to my